Whoa, mega turn in. There is really no replacement to displacement. And boy, does it move. You can feel the rear axle moving around. Considering where prices are today, freaking amazing value. This is the new BMW M5, and by all rights we should be howling about it because this has become heavy, really heavy. 2.5 tons, and it is also slightly slower than the outgoing M5 competition. But none of that matters anymore because the pricing is the killer on the M5. This is just 5 lakh rupees more expensive than the C63 AMG, which actually is one segment lower. And the M5, it retains the twin-turbo V8 engine, 4.4 liters. Plus, it gets hybrid assist that boosts the power, but because of the weight, the power-to-weight ratio has actually gone down.
The question that we're going to ask once we hit the track here at the Bodh International Circuit is whether you can feel all of the M5's considerable weight.
Let's hit the track to find out. And before we go ahead, don't forget to hit that bell icon, stay notified for all our video drops. And if you enjoy this video, do share it with like-minded enthusiasts. The M5, epic. The M5 has always been visually more aggressive, more in your face compared to the 5 Series that it is based on. So you obviously get your familiar 5 Series face with the illuminated grille, but this is now blacked out, the headlamps are smoked, the bumper is new, gaping air intake, smaller air intake on the side, more carbon fiber. It is rawer and more aggressive. Staggered wheels, 285/40 20 inches at the front and 295/35 21 inches at the rear, and this now gets rear wheel steer. Carbon roof, flared rear wheel arches to go with the flared fronts, and of course at the rear you get quad pipes, a new bumper with more carbon fiber and a discrete carbon fiber spoiler. On the inside you get more carbon fiber, you get more gloss black, piano black elements which actually leave a lot of fingerprints. You get these fabulously bolstered and winged seats, single piece elements. You get this thick meaty M steering wheel with the M1, M2 buttons which you can pre-program to what you want. You get a lot of M badging all over the place, and you also get the M mode plus the hybrid. When you start this starts off in pure EV mode. And also I should mention two things. This is the regular wheelbase, not the long wheelbase, and with the carbon roof, you don't have a sunroof. Move of emotion, they drunk at the problems, they you was on road and they stuck. She noticed cause she is the same. She's trying to stop playing games. Right, heading out onto the BIC in the new M5. Now the big question obviously is, with 2.5 tons of weight, can the M5 feel agile? Does it feel its weight? So that's the first question that we're going to answer once we hit C1. The immediate first reaction going into C1 and then C2 is that because of the rear wheel steer, which is for the first time on the M5, it turns in with surprising agility and response. In fact, it turns in faster than you actually expect, and in terms of power. 4.4 liter twin turbo V8 engine, 577 bhp, another 194 bhp from the hybrid assist, total 717 bhp. This thing fires down the back straight, and out of corners, again, as with all performance hybrids, you get that instant response which you really don't get from an ICE. You put your foot down and boy does it move. That's some crazy response from this powertrain. And a big engine. I mean, there is really no replacement to displacement. A big engine doesn't feel strained, doesn't feel like it is having to do too much work. There's always that mountain of torque, 1000 Newton meters of torque. The grip on this thing is mega. This is super fast and it doesn't feel the weight, which is the impressive aspect. The one area that we thought that it'll be a huge problem, it actually just isn't. This V8, the roar and the growl of it, oh man. When you look at the specs, when you read about the figures, and you're like, man, 2.5 tons in what's supposed to be a sports car. But once you drive it, that's when you get to realize the beauty of the powertrain and what they've done. And I'm honestly a huge fan of performance hybrids. You can creep out of your house in absolute silence in the EV mode, and then you just put your foot down. Listen to the way it sounds also. This sounds sort of like a flat plane crank V8. Obviously, a lot of it is synthesized through the speakers. Also, rear wheel steer is just a thing of utter beauty. I don't remember the outgoing M5 handling in this manner. Round the track, this 100% will be quicker. The old M5 competition just doesn't have the grip and the handling chops that this new one has. You can feel the rear axle moving around on the power. You can get on the gas early, lean on the rear axle, just use all that grip. Modern automotive engineering, the science behind it, just the way it manages to use all that performance and deploy it. I can't tell you about ride comfort. I can't tell you about everyday usability. The only thing I can tell you is when you put your foot down, the M5 is a M5. No matter what you say about F1 inspired tech and everything, a V8 is still a V8. When you tell your mates that I've got a V8, you get respect, man. When the M5 went turbo, we started howling. When the M5 went four-wheel drive, we started howling. And now, when the M5 has gone hybrid, we are continuing with our howling. But I can tell you that after driving it on track, well, the way it masks its weight is truly remarkable. It feels like M has given the M5 all the agility that it could ever want. There is genuine feel. You always know where the front is pointing. In fact, with rear wheel steer, the way it turns is actually quite incredible. In fact, the steering is one of 3 key elements that makes this so much easier to drive faster than you actually expect. The other 2 being the excellent braking and the well-judged damping. And then there's the pricing, which is just under 2 crore rupees, which makes the M5 a no-brainer. But I have this feeling that the M5 will actually be slightly better as a road car, not so much as a track car, but as a road car. The steering, for instance, around the center, there is that zone of calm, which makes this the more relaxed car to drive fast or at everyday speeds. And I cannot wait to find out. Hopefully very soon on the Evo India channel.